Delete it. Oh my God. Jesus of Nazareth. Yes, ma'am. But he was just asking if the office is being used. That is it. Big office, I don't know what the issue is. This is gonna really stress me out. So when everyone comes live, see, meeting is now streaming. Do you see? It said meeting is now. And you press admit. Yeah. Hey,
Hi, how are you?
can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Hi, how are you?
I can't hear you at all.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello, hi. Can you hear me?
Music.
Can you?
I can't even hear him. We can't hear you.
Because I'm trying to talk, right? Can you hear me right now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Can you hear music?
Yes, I can hear your voice. I can hear you.
Someone is playing music. Is the music still there?
No, the music is not there.
How is Kenya?
Kenya is good.
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me now, right?
You can hear me now, Ine?
Yes, I can hear you. Yourself?
Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah, Kenya is okay. Everything is okay. Despite what is happening, not just Kenya, but across the world. We are keeping safe and doing all the things that we've been advised to do. So everything is okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. We have people watching and we're waiting. Okay. We're just waiting for exchange. Someone is saying they're waiting, but I can't meet. We have more people that have joined us as well. Hi, Sam. Mute yourself.
We're still waiting to see. Hi, Sam, how are you? Sam? Sam? Hello, Sam. Can you hear me? You have to unmute yourself, Sam. Martin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It's the problem. You need to unmute yourself. Yeah. And PK, we can't see you either. The video is turned off. Okay, we can see now. Hello? Joe, can you hear me? Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We still can't hear, I still can't hear Sam for some reason. Sam? We can't hear you. We can't hear him. Can you, Sam, can you hear me? Okay. You need to unmute yourself, Sam. You need to unmute yourself.
I am.
I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Cool, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Good.
Okay, good. All right, then. Let's start with introduction as well. And you can also share it on your Facebook if you already. And you can share on your Facebook. So today we're an investment. Yes, because of what's happening right now in the world. Tools that we need in our lives right now, investment and insurance. So I'm hosting the meeting today. And I have three actually, but I can't see the fourth one. I don't know what's going on. We can't see them. Hear me? I can see them. So we'll start with Sam. Sam, just introduce who you are, what you do.
Right. Thank you, Lydia. My name is Sam Okoye. I work in the... Hello, can the panelists hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Good, I'll start again. Sam Okoye. I work in the insurance industry in the City of London. And I'm glad to be here to talk about insurance with you guys.
Okay. All right, thank you, Sam. All right, okay. Okay, let's go to PK.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And hi, everyone. My name is Primrose. And nice to see you all. I'm an insurance advisor. I work with Unisure. Good to be here. Okay. I'm looking forward to sharing with you.
Thank you. Thank you. We also have Martin from Kenya. Martin is all the way from Kenya. So Martin, can we have you?
Yes, thanks, Lydia. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Well, thanks.
Good. Good. My name is Martin Gethinji. I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager at AMG Realtors Limited, a real estate company based in Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm happy to join you.
Thank you. Okay. Talking about insurance, I'm going to ask you, Sam, why do you think it's so important right now? Because I know you're good in insurance, and I love that. So why do you think right now it's important for us to have insurance in place?
Yeah, thank you, Lydia. Insurance is not only important today. Yeah, it is something that has been there and it will always be there. At the moment, I think we just need to emphasize on the importance of having insurance. Hello, are we together? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, basically, I would advise all Kenyans in diaspora to try and find out ways of getting covered. And the best way is to buy insurance. Insurance is not only a means of paying premium and there you've forgotten. As many of you in insurance industry can attest, insurance will be there for you when you are at the lowest time of your life. And basically insurance comes not in a different ways. You can have insurance for your car, and that is what many people do know about. And the most important one, and I always try to ask people to have, is something like life insurance that will protect your family in the uneventual, unfortunate event that you are not there.
Yeah.
There is also different types of insurance, credit insurance that can cover your bills when something happens to you and you end up not in a position to pay the bills. You can have things like pension covers, putting money aside for your sunset years. And basically people do look at insurance in a different perspective. Yeah, but I do approach insurance in three ways. One, it is a means of investment for future. Two, is a means of risk mitigation. You taking away risk off your shoulders to somebody who is well placed to carry it. And three, it is a means of economic empowerment, because if you get into it as well, you can be part of the people in the industry and make money from it. My side of life is on the technical side. I am into the regulatory side of insurance in the City of London. And I know Lydia is into personal side of insurance, and I've interacted with her, and I'm sure she will talk to you about the products that she offers. And Martin has said in property, and my fellow panelists, sorry, your name just, I lost it, but yeah, you working with Issuer, if I can remember. You best placed to advise many Kenyans to get insurance in place for even life and afterlife.
Yeah.
There is a trend coming up at the moment, and many tend not to take it seriously. And there are so many things that can impact on that. Yeah, we as Kenyans, we tend not to look at insurance as a means of protection. Yeah, but we got a mythical thinking, something that has been passed over to us from the historical experiences of our people in Kenya, that insurance is a fraud, insurance doesn't pay. But that, as I said, is a myth, and it should remain a myth. Yeah, we need to get into insurance industry there and cover people. At the moment in London, and those who are in my network could attest that we've been contributing money towards funeral expenses for so many guys. Yeah, we can avoid this by having last expenses insurance. Yeah, that can be arranged in Kenya. Yeah, I don't know if there is a company that can do that in London or in the United Kingdom. Yeah, and I'm sure Lydia can tap into that and advise further. In UK, you can look at buying life policies, which can pay a lump sum in case you are not there, and that money can be used to cover a lot of expenses for your funeral or the funeral of somebody you love that you lose in Kenya. Yeah, basically, I am looking to interact with you in Matters Insurance. And before I hand over to Lydia, I just want to touch on the current situation with the COVID-19. There's been a debate whether insurance companies will really come in to pay for the lost time in terms of business interruption, in terms of lost jobs, and in terms of stress and anything that is brought about. Yeah, it is still up for debate. And in the UK, the FCA are going to court to try and get like a legal opinion on it, on what to do. Because the government just don't want to retrospectively say insurance are going to pay, and then they can open a Pandora box where the insurance wouldn't find itself in a position to meet everything. However, in Africa, and this is at a national level, and Kenya is part of some of the organizations that cover pandemic risks. And at the moment, I know of Ebola, I know of flood risk, and I know of drought. And this is covered by a company called African Risk Capacity. The company is set up by United Nations, African Union, and IMF to look into this. But that is at a national level, and government should look into that also as soon as this pandemic is over, to try and purchase that. But at an individual level, yeah, we're still going to wait to see in jurisdiction where you are, how government is going to follow on the insurance claims following the COVID-19. Lydia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam.
Sure.
Insurance is because it's not in our culture to take insurance, and I think there's a lot of awareness regards to insurance now, because that's why you see, especially people in diaspora, we like to people in diaspora. We are far away from home. If anything was to happen to you, yes, it's part of us. You cannot take that away from us. We are people of Harambee, we are Kenyans, we love each other. But the thing is, we shouldn't depend on that Harambee, that this Harambee is what, if it's repatriation, or if it's you want to be buried in whatever country you live in. Because right now we're looking at East Africa, we're looking at Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. That's where those are the people we are targeting to create awareness regarding. We're trying to say, yes, Harambee is good. Yes, we do changa money, and it's a way of also calling each other in a time of loss. But at the same time, if you're doing Harambee and there's somebody, okay, someone else is waiting, let me just. If you're doing Harambee and that's the money we're depending on to take somebody home, that is not logical and it's not sustainable either. Because if we're we've done 10,000 pounds, we've taken somebody home, and then who looks after your family? That the white people, sorry to say, they're more better than us, because you hear somebody say, oh, my dad left me this, my grandma left me this. They're always leaving something for their children. So because we depend, we think, oh, but if I die, Harambee, they'll do Harambee. Fine, fair enough, we will do. But then what have you left behind for your children? Is that a wise man leaves a legacy for the children. What have you left behind? And and some people say, oh, but I've got properties in Kenya, they say, fair enough, it's good to have. Very important, because if you have properties, that's why we also have somebody today who deals with affordable prices and genuine as well. We do not invite people here genuine company that's come on board to talk to us about buying properties in Kenya. cannot depend on that and say, I'm going to leave this for my children. Unless you want your children to invest and buy properties in Kenya for themselves, that is good. If it's something that you say, I want to leave it for my children, that is where problem starts. We all things go. When you have properties in Kenya and you now want to, or in Africa, wherever, it's not just. So we are talking about encouraging ourselves, our people in diaspora, insurance for income protection. Now with this COVID-19, jobs. A lot of people are going through stress and depression. Now, there's nothing they can have income protection in place. If you have insurance called income protection to protect sick right now and you cannot go to work, they'll pay you. And you have to stress yourself that you have to go back to work quick. And then you go sick again. Your body can't take it anymore. And now your body breaks down because you have to go to work. But if you don't have to rush back to work, you can stay, they'll pay you until you're 100. So guys, especially people in diaspora, let's think income protection. Let's think for our children, our loved ones. We should start thinking, loved ones, income protection, protect your income. Even if you have a property back home in Kenya and how are you going to pay for it? You end up losing the property. How are you going to pay? Insurance will be paying you every month. You'll still be able to pay for your property back home. That's why we need to think of income protection a lot. That is what I'm fighting, even life insurance. Okay, so now we have Martin. Martin is going to tell us something about his company, the company that deals with property. And let's hear from you, Martin, please.
Thank you, Lydia, for this chance. So as I had earlier mentioned, my name is Martin Githinji, Sales and Marketing Manager at AMG Realtors Limited. Before any other thing, I would want to mention what we do as a company. So we are a real estate company. We've been selling land and property for the last 7 years. We are based in Nairobi at a place called AMG Center on Garden Estate Road off Thika Road. In our business as a company that is AMG Realtors, the land and property that we sell belongs to us to start with. And I'll tell you why it is important, why we sell what we own. So in our business for the last 7 good years, we've been selling land that we own, land and property that we own. Secondly, we sell land and property in different parts of the country. That is Nairobi and outside Nairobi. So in Nairobi, we sell some houses in Syokimau. We sell some apartments in Ruiru. We sell property in Nanyuki, in Nakuru, in Naivasha, in Isinya, in Emali, in Malindi, just to mention some of the areas that we sell. The property that we sell ranges from different prices, and I'll talk more about that later. But just to mention in terms of our business, what we do as a company is that we first buy what we want to sell to you. We finish buying the whole property from the owner before we start subdividing and selling it to you. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because there are a lot of maybe people who are watching us and they are from the diaspora or even here in Kenya, and they are worried because Lydia had mentioned something that before you bring in someone, you vet them. There's something which is important that I want to mention in terms of the process of how we purchase land and sell it to you. So before we sell any project to you, we have to ensure that we've fully bought what we are selling to you. It's in our name, we subdivide, and now we come to you to sell you the idea. So we don't sell before we own. We first own it before we sell it. So in our portfolio, everything that we sell, whether it's in Nairobi, it's in Nanyuki, it's in Naivasha, it's in Malindi, is in our name. So you have a guarantee, Lydia, you have an assurance, you have a peace of mind that at the end of the day, you are dealing with the owners, because it's one thing buying property and it's the other thing getting the relevant documents on what you've bought. Of course, we've had stories of how money has gotten down the drain because of engaging people who are not genuine. So where we come from as a company, that is the first thing that we start. We start by owning what we sell, which goes a long way in now processing the title deed to the person who has bought with us. So that is one of the most important things that we do here at AMG, that before any other thing, we own what we sell. Secondly, that is the first thing. We own what we sell. Secondly, when we put our prices out there, as my second point, our prices are all inclusive of the transfer charges, which means that when you buy, for example, right now we have some plots in Nanyuki, some properties in Nanyuki, 50 by 100 parcels. We are selling them at 179,000 Kenya shillings. And those prices, all our prices are inclusive of all the transfer charges, meaning that legal fees, transfer costs, stamp duty payment are all included on our prices. So you also have a guarantee, an assurance, and a peace of mind that there are no hidden costs whatsoever at the end of the day. I think those are my first 2 points, Lydia. If you give me time, maybe I'll expound much on in terms of where we are selling.
Okay, I wanted to ask about regards your stand for AMG.
Sorry?
What does it stand for?
What AMG stands for? So AMG stands for the initials of the founder of the company. And the founder of the company is called Andrew Muthe Gitau. So they are the initials of the founder of the company. So AMG, and then Realtors, meaning that we are in the real estate industry. So AMG Realtors Limited.
Okay. And can any outsider, can we have somebody who is not a Kenyan and they wanted to buy property in Kenya? They want to room for an outsider to buy property there, or you have to be a Kenyan to invest there?
So that's a very good question. So there are two main different land categories in Kenya, or ownership categories. So one of it is freehold ownership, and the other one is leasehold ownership. So to answer the question directly, an outsider can only own leasehold, not freehold. So leasehold means that it has a timeline. In the current constitution, leasehold is up to 99 years. You can't have a leasehold more than 99 years. So yes, a foreigner or someone who is an outsider can own, but only leasehold on a limited time of up to 99 years. On the other end, across the other ownership category, which is freehold, any Kenyan can own, whether they are in Kenya or in the diaspora, whether they are in the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, or wherever they are, they can own. And the best thing about freehold is that it doesn't have an expiry time. It doesn't have an expiry time. You can have it forever and ever. You transfer it to your daughter transfer it to the son, up to the whole lineage, up to the end. So I think I've answered your question, Lydia.
Okay, so that is only if you're a Kenyan, then it has no. If you're not a Kenyan, if you're a foreigner, then it's 99 years. The lease is for 99 years.
The leasehold, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and talking about the title deed as well.
All right.
I know your company is a genuine company. We vetted your company and it's genuine, but I also have people who have been genuine before, and then now they have issues. Like right now, there's a company that was genuine before. Things like title deed, when you give somebody, can claim that I have the title deed the same land? Because we've seen that a lot.
Sorry, I didn't get the last part of the question, but I know it's about the title deed.
Yes.
So
yes.
What was the last part of the question? Whether you?
If somebody,
I didn't get the last.
Because what happens is you can give the same plot and you give three
twice. Oh, I
People,
understand.
yes,
It's called
because that happens a lot.
double
Now
allocation.
you know what I'm
I
talking
understand.
about.
Yeah, it's called double allocation. That's the meaning of what you've just said. So it's called double
Yes.
allocation. So what we have on our end is that we have a system where when Lydia comes to us at AMG and decides to buy Nanyuki Bustani plot number 4112, for example, if you come to us and tell us, Martin, I want to buy plot number 4112 on this project called Nanyuki Bustani. So the first thing that we do is that we book your name on our system. We have a Google Sheet, which is tamper-proof. No one can be able to tamper with it. So we register your name on the Google Sheet. That is the first thing. The second thing, once you buy, we transfer your title deed within 60 days. So when you get your title deed, the first thing that we usually advise our clients, Lydia, is to go to the land registry. The first thing that we give when we give you a title deed, we usually advise you to go back to the land registry and conduct a search. A search is only 500 or 400 or 300 Kenya shillings, and it takes you a day to do a search. So you conduct a search with what we have given you to ascertain that indeed what you have gotten from AMG is the same details or are the same details at the land registry. So that's the first thing that we advise you to do. So with that, you are able to counter check that whatever that you have sold you is also what is on the government records. I hope we are together.
Yeah, and there's a question here from Ake Manu. Somebody have asked a question here. They said, what happens with the property after for non-citizens? So somebody just wants to know that. What happens with the property? Somebody asked that question.
What happens to
the property after 99 years?
So good, fantastic. So thank you. I have gotten the question from Kimani. So after 99 years, if, for example, we will not be, for example, if you will not be alive in the next 99 years, the person who will be left that property will have the mandate. If it's our sons, our daughters, our granddaughters, they will have the mandate to go and renew afresh. And they will be given a priority. The person who holds the leasehold right now, when the 99 years lapses, they are given a priority to renew. If they are not wishing to renew, then another person can renew. But they are always given a priority. Once it expires, they are given a priority to go and renew. But if they don't wish to renew, another person or other people can now join and renew the lease. But they are always given a priority. So the answer is to renew after the 99 years. You go to the government land registry and you start the renewal process. That is if you want to renew.
So, but when you renew it, is it still, are they going to charge you more, or are they going to charge you for that?
So
is the property going to be more?
So all the land, all the leasehold pieces of land have to be paid, or you have to pay an annual land rate. So even when, that's something I was supposed to mention earlier, that the major difference between freehold, majority of the freehold and leasehold, is that with leasehold, you pay for land rates annually. Right now, they are being paid to the county government. Back then, they used to be paid to the municipal governments when we used to have mayors and towns back in the days. But right now, you pay to your county government. If the piece of land is in Nairobi, you pay the lease or the land rate to the county government of Nairobi. If it's in Nakuru, you pay the land rate to the county government of Nakuru. So even when you renew, you still be paying the annual land rate. So leasehold for a non-citizen, it's a continuous payment of land rates year in, year out, because literally you are leasing the land from the government. That's a meaning. So you pay the government because of leasing their land. And what you pay is called a land rate, which is paid annually to every county.
Okay. And once you buy with the land, once you buy your land, Can I do anything I want in that land, or I have to follow your structure of either building, or can I just do what my hotel if I wanted to? Can I put up a residential if I wanted to?
So thanks a lot for your question. So we have different projects that are ideal for different purposes. So we have a project, for example, that is a gated community. Someone would want maybe to buy a project that is a gated community with a certain house design. So we have a project that caters for that, a gated community that has a house designs. So there's one who would want that. Also, there's another person who would want a project where they can build a hotel. So we have a project that caters for a hotel. So we also have a project that caters for speculation, investment speculation. That is buy now and sell later. So we have a project for that. So what we do is that we custom make our project depending on our client's need. So if you have an interest to do a holiday home, we have a project particularly for a holiday home in Nanyuki or in Nakuru or in Malindi, for example. So it depends on what the client wants at the end of the day. And we have all the projects that caters what every client wants and needs. Lydia.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll come back to you. And if anybody has a question, ask the question, you can either write it down and we're going to tackle it just like we did the Dake Manu. I hope that answer was, I hope you that Martin gave you regards to the 99 years. Okay, to insurance again, and I want to invite PK to also know about the importance of having insurance in the land. PK, please. You are muted.
Yeah. Greetings to everyone who is just joining us. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, to me, the issue of insurance, I had my colleague here, this is Sam. This is Martin, this is Sam. Sam was addressing Kenyans. I will address everybody. Insurance is for everyone. I know at times we get, attached to our communities, and we want to always emphasize to them. But to me, I always have this question when it comes to cover. Having insurance is having protection. So the question that I always ask people is how to simply put it, or to simply drive the point home. How would your family cope if anything happened to you? Because if you're the breadwinner, when you're down, the whole household is going to be down. Like I am a parent. I live with my children. I cannot imagine if I am down, what would happen in this household. Everybody's going to be down with me. Whether ailing or not, whether you feel emotionally. So if there is no income coming in, like Lydia wanted to emphasize on this one, that today she's emphasizing about income protection. I am the breadwinner in my household. If I am down, everybody's going to be ill. They will be physically not ailing, but they will feel the pinch because there will be no money coming in. I'll be down, like luxuries, like even like our heart, even on the basics. What do we need to have? We can afford bread, we can't afford butter. We will just afford the basics. So if you're the fuel, you're the machine, you're the money-making machine, and you protect this machine, that is income protection. So that when you're down, you can worry about ailing, you can worry about how long you will take to recover. Actually, recovering wouldn't be your worry if you're protected. If you have income protection, that wouldn't be your worry. So your worry will be how much is coming in, and it should come in, and it will come in. So yeah, I only emphasize, emphasize that point my colleague Lydia emphasizing on, we need cover. Everybody needs insurance. I always tell people, there are people I meet and they tell me, take it from a Christian view and say, we don't take insurance because God is my insurance. Yes, God is cover for protection for us all, Christians, myself inclusive. So, but I'm not gonna live carelessly because they just said, Proverbs says, a wise man leaves an inheritance for his family. What are you doing? What have you done to your family? So if you haven't thought about it, think about it. Let's think about it deeply. I argue everyone who hasn't thought about it, who hasn't taken the time to think about protection, think about it and get down to taking out covers. We're here to help. The reason why we are here, we are advisors. We can help you. They just said the community we live in is not cultured about insurance. That's not our culture. But yes, we are living in the community where we have to adapt to the system, how things work. All right, we cannot live like our forefathers lived. All right, that's all, Lydia.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lydia,
Yeah,
hello, Lydia. Yeah, if I can just emphasize on a point from PK, and just to give the viewers that assurance that insurance indeed does work. Yeah, in Kenya, I'm not sure, but I think the insurance is regulated by central bank, and I think under Cap 4(6) of laws of Kenya. Yeah, and that, in my view, is enough to give people a surety that their investment in terms of protection and investment are safe, or that their security are guaranteed when they eventually retire, or if they do face a situation that changes their ability to provide money to their families, that they are also protected. In the UK, the insurance is regulated by both PRA and FCA. Yeah, PRA that is looking out of PRA deals with the prudential regulation, and the FCA deals with the conduct of business. Yeah, and all this does follow different acts of government or other laws that are in place. Yeah, but just to not to go into nitty-gritties of what does what. Yeah, basically, everybody should, in my view, should be comfortable enough to have insurance and be happy that in case anything happens that inhibits them from providing to the family, they can still continue to live as nothing happened. And that is the basis, is the main principle behind insurance, really, to try and put you to the position you are before the laws as much as possible, that in terms of indemnity and other benefits, kind of policies that will try to make you as comfortable as possible. Yeah, Lydia. Yeah, hello.
Thank you. Okay, now I just wanted us to have an open discussion. So it's going to be an orderly, open discussion.
Good, yeah.
The one thing that I've seen is I've had a client before. I've been, not even once. I mean, we go to clients and you see somebody saying, oh, I can't afford to pay for insurance. I can't afford to pay for that. If you look at their outgoing, they're paying things like Sky TV pounds. They're paying, they eat out, they eat out a lot that they don't even need. They buy goods, they buy shoes, they buy. Like right now, you can see that all those material things, nothing matters. All the clothes that you have, you're not wearing them because you're in the house. So those things don't matter so much. Priority of protecting your family. So did you say, oh, can you take insurance for 50 pounds or 60 pounds? They're like, oh my God, I can't afford it, because they're not looking at the bigger picture. All they're looking at is, I'm going to be paying 60 pounds. What am I getting? The day they will go, because in this world, we all die someday. Whether you are 100, you still died. Whether you're 10, you still died. All of us, we just don't know when and we don't know how. But when we are still here, it's our responsibility to look after our loved ones. It's your responsibility to look after you. If you look at your outgoings, look at the priority. Is Sky paying 90 pounds Sky? Is that logic? When I'm gone, children. You are enriching the Sky person by children broken and broke just because you couldn't take to pay for your insurance. So we are always advising people, insurance is nothing that I cannot afford it. We can afford it. It's just because priorities are misplaced. You can afford it because if you check your outgoings, there are things you can cut 10 pounds here, 5 pounds there, 50p here, 20 pounds here, put all that and put it, okay, I want my children to be 100,000 pounds richer. I want my family to be pounds richer. I want to have money for my own funeral. I don't want to be bad. Yes, Harambee is good. That is what we do. But that should not depend on home because I don't have this money. So let's just discuss about that now. And let's talk about that first before we go. Somebody has also Martin, but before we go for the Martin question, let's Sam, what would you say about that? About people saying I cannot afford this, but yet they 90 pounds. You see them eating nyama choma and beer every day or every weekend. By end month, they've spent like 250 pounds just on cigarettes, eating outside, buying clothes and shoes, things that they don't really, instead of even taking half of that money and paying for the insurance policy so that they will leave their family, their children with something, not poor and not broke and broken. Yeah?
Thank you, Lydia. Yeah, to be honest, that boils down to personal priorities. And I think many of us from African setup does have a different view on the priorities. Unlike those who are born and brought up in the first world, who grows up knowing the first investment is to have a roof on top of their head. Yeah, and also I could only put that to the fact that many people doesn't really know how to manage their funds. Yeah, you get your money monthly or weekly or daily, depending on the frequency you get paid. Yeah, by putting the outgoings down and knowing I need to spend this maximum in this particular item and then save the rest, or buy insurance, or do XYZ, purchase property on a high purchase of land from Martin or from any other person out there. We African in the diaspora, especially I think Kenyans, got a problem with financial management, and that is something that would take maybe a generational change for things to happen. But unfortunately, that I look at it that way, because you find a situation, you got an opportunity to talk to people about the benefits of having insurance, having things like income protection policies in place. But somebody will look at it differently. They will come up and say, hey, if I spend £6 per week on that policy, yeah, that means I'm taking away my pint of beer every week, you know what I mean? Oh, that means my daughter won't have a McDonald's for that week. Yeah, but that is different. If we change our attitude, how we look at things, and then start looking our future in a bigger way, yeah, and also factoring the fact that we got kids have got to have a better future in it, then we will be able to do better. But people also tend to think they don't have enough money because they're not earning enough. Yeah, but again, that is very mythical. You can't wait to win a lottery to do other things. It's not gonna come. But if it does, you're one of the few lucky people. Yeah, you just need to start get going with whatever little you have and start putting things right. Because if you don't, then as I said, it will take generations for this to change, because you'll bring up your kids in not so good conditional situation.
Yeah.
And they will grow up with that kind of mentality that if my dad, mom didn't do it, yeah, who am I to start doing this or thinking of this? So it comes down to the parents, the young parents, the people who just start studying their families to start thinking in the next month, 2, 3 years, and on and on. Yeah, I want to be in a position to do XYZ. Yeah, even holidays. Yeah, in this country, and especially the industry, work in insurance or financial sector, people do plan for holidays and they save money. Yeah, and many of those people, even people who are high up there earning good money, they got to save for holiday. They're not gonna just wake up and say, "Hey, away we go." Yeah, unlike we Africans who will just say, "I'm gonna work," and boom, away I'm off to Germany. Yeah, there's something happening.
Yes,
I mean,
there's no planning at all.
Yeah, so basically, I think we need to just change our way of doing things, and if we do change that, then the next generation, or the first generation, we as the immigrant generation, will have passed a good way of doing things to the generations to come. Lydia,
I think more about the mindset. Sam, I would say it's about the mindset. It's the mindset. We come from Kenya, we know that right now Kenya, because I'm from Kenya, I don't know about other communities, but talking about Kenya, we know that when we're looking at tribes, we know that with some tribes, think so much of investment. All they think is simiti and ploti and this who've been brought up. So with some community in Kenya, they've been brought up of you have to have investment, you have to have this. And some community, I must have a good car, I must have nice shoes, I must have designer clothes. And in some community, they balance. So it's a mindset thing. Break that mindset of it's not in our culture, so I can't have insurance for my children. It's a poverty mentality. If somebody tells me I can't have insurance for my have insurance for me, I struggled, I suffered, then why are you taking your children to school? Probably not school. So why are you sending your children to school? Let's live the way our grandparents lived then. This world, we have to go by the way the world is, the pace the world is taking us, we have to follow. Others will be left behind. Now there's internet. When I was growing up, there was no Zoom, there was no laptop, there's nothing. You can't even take it everywhere. So now the way the world is going, we have to go with the world. And the mindset. So we need to change our mind. It's all about the mindset. It's about the mindset. And our mindset, a lot of us as Black people, up to 70% of us, we live in a poverty mindset, a total poverty mindset. Buy a land, you start thinking, what? Buy a land? No, I'd rather buy shoes that I can wear and somebody can see. If I buy a land, what if I die before I live in that land? That is we cannot live thinking like that. Somebody tells you, take insurance because I can't invest. We need to start thinking investment in taking insurance as well. It's investment because you're investing for your children. And the day you drop dead, your children will have something left for them. So we have to have this poverty mentality, because that's how a lot of us as Black people, we've been brought up, poverty mentality. And that's the same thing going back to Kenya with tribes, different tribes. Some tribes are born straight away, they know simiti. If you tell them, they say, no, you need simiti ngapi, because that is how we've been brought up. Right now, it's time for us to change that poverty mentality. Let's invest in our children. Let's invest in our community. Let's invest in our society. Do go tomorrow and leave your children or your family broke and broken. And Broken, yes, they'll be broken because daddy's gone or mommy's gone, but they won't be broke financially.
Yeah, makes sense.
People are crying. People are crying because of what they've lost. They've lost you, yes, but now they're thinking, pay the rent. Who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to pay this? So the crying is, but they will happily just cry that they've lost their mom or their dad, but not crying because how we. Okay, so I think we need to change that mentality. And also in saying that, which insurance, I'll ask PK to actually answer that, would be the best for a company that is just starting up with an investment of up to 50K. I'll say that again for PK to hear. Which would be the best for a company that is just starting up with an investment for up to 50K? Which company would be the best for that? So I'll ask first before I go back to Martin, because there's a question for Martin as well. And Martin, let me add, and then you just prepare for your question. Your question is from Kui. Yeah. Question for Martin. Do you sell affordable plan where clients make payments even before the construction begins? What are your payment plans like? So that question is for Martin. Think about that when we come back to you. I hope you had the question right, or should I repeat it?
Yes, I have had the question right. Talk about the person is asking whether we have an off-plan arrangement, yeah, for houses and how the payments are split. So I've gotten the question.
Okay, so we are going back to PK now to answer the insurance. OP Evans. OP Evans have asked a question about insurance. What company is the best setting up a company with investment of up to 50K? So answer that for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. The best policy for that, if you're starting a business, company or policy?
Company.
The best company, I'm recommending a company or policy to take up.
Both.
Both. I'll start with the policy. For you to protect your business, you need public liability, first of all. This is an insurance that protects your business against compensation claims and their legal costs, right? If you injure, about the company, the companies range really. When we advise, we come to advise which company for you to take up. We do run, we make comparisons. Whoever comes up cheaper is where we place you really. But in terms of policy, in terms of protecting your business, you need public liability.
Okay. All right.
Lydia, can I also just add on to what PK asked?
Yes, Sam,
yeah, and
that's your area of expertise.
I appreciate it, thanks. Yeah. In response to OP Evans, OP was a good friend of mine. Yeah, OP, to be honest, what you would need basically to protect yourself from any litigation that might come your way in case you do something which is not right. To begin with, you might need different types of insurances, but many companies do design such policies that are aimed at startup companies. Is like a combined policy. There is one policy that will have a lot of sections covering you for example, PK said public liability. Yeah, you can have another section covering employers' liability for your employees. And this is mandatory by law. Every employer in the UK must have employers' liability insurance. And you can also have in that policy a business interruption. And this would cover you in case there is the business is interrupted by the insured perils, and therefore you're not able to deliver on your objectives. So basically, I think that would be, if you really want to get going, is to look at the combined policies, which will be like all under one roof, will give you protection against all possible risks that you might face. And business is another interesting one because at the moment we are right in the middle of COVID-19, and as you know, all businesses are kind of on hold. Yeah, whether these policies will be called upon to pay on any interruption will depend on how the FCA and the government will agree, because at the moment it's still not clear if policies will respond, and the government the FCA are actually going to the court to get a legal understanding or opinion on what to do next. On public liability is to cover you against any potential liability to public that walks through your business. For example, you are doing a plumbing business and you happen to, one of your tools happen to drop down and somebody's slip fall on it and get cut, you can be paid on that. Yeah, and then employer's liability, and that is to cover you against the injuries or illness or death that are caused as a result of the employment of your staff. So yeah, by all means, reach out for further, maybe in details advice on that. But you do need to look at a combined policy that will give you all this coverage.
And it's also good to have business indemnity as well. If you're doing business, make sure you have business indemnity insurance in place as well, because like Sam said and PK, those are different covers, because it's good to have different covers in place, and you can consolidate them all together with one company. And the good thing as well, when it comes to companies, you have to do search. You have to search which company will provide you with comprehensive cover. Because you have, when you're taking insurance, especially you need to have a broker who will help you as well into the, last time we had a meeting, somebody said the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. The devil is in all those small details that you don't read, especially when you're taking insurance or even buying a property. Even whether the company is genuine or not, the devil is in those little writings that we don't really see until the time to claim. That's when they start telling you didn't see A, B, C, D. So you need a broker. Don't just go on the internet and look at the internet by yourself and get somebody or the other line. But if you have a broker, then you have somebody to blame. You have somebody to hold their neck and say, but Sam, this is what you told me. Lydia, this is what you told me. PK, this is what you told me. So OP, Evans, when you're ready and you want even more information, and it's always good to gather information before you buy this insurance policy, before you get your insurance policy, it's always good to gather information. So you can phone any of us, myself, PK, or Sam, because I know Sam is very qualified in that area of business, especially. So, and he's also your good friend, as he said, so you can talk to him. And Op is also my good friend, by the way. Maybe not as good as yours, Sam, but he's also my
it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go to Martin. Martin, can you answer that question for us, please?
So yes, to answer the question is that we have off-plan property that we do as a company, as AMG. And just to repeat something I had mentioned is that we first do our due diligence before we start any project. So you have an assurance and peace of mind that you are dealing with the owners and the right people. So these two projects, there are two of them, the off-plan arrangement properties that we have. So one is called Nilia Court. It's located in Syokimau off Mombasa Road, 900 meters from Mombasa Road. Just after Gateway Mall on your way towards Mlolongo. So there are 3-bedroom bungalows. They are in a gated community. We have already done several units which have been bought. So the other ones that we are building them on off-plan arrangement. So the 3-bedroom bungalows are going for 8.5 million Kenya shillings. That is equivalent to something around 65,000 pounds in the current exchange rate. So the 8.5 million, the house sits on an 1/8 acre. So you have both the house, you have a kitchen garden at the back, and a front yard where you can have your events and all that. So it's a 3-bedroom master en suite, 8 million. And also to answer the question that the person who is watching had asked, is that we have an arrangement where you start with a deposit. You can hold a unit or start with a deposit of around 400,000 Kenya shillings. And then we spread out the balance depending on your budget. So what we do in terms of our payment plans is that we custom make our payment plans depending on the client budget. So if you start with, for example, 400,000, we can have an arrangement you pay something per month for the next 6 months or for the next 10 months or for the next 12 months. So we always and usually tailor make or custom make the payment plans depending on the client budget. So we are much flexible when it comes to that. And we all that we usually need is for the client to tell us that this is the amount that I'll be able to pay per month. And then we are going to calculate the number of months you are going to take to complete your payment. So once you make any payment, if you start with a deposit, your house will be built as you continue making your payments. So to answer the question is yes, we have a staggered payment plan, an extended payment plan, and we usually custom make, tailor make the monthly installments depending on the client budget. Because Lydia, we can say that we want 6 months in terms of the plan, but then again, some can only be able to pay for 12 months. We won't tell some that you are not going to get a house. What we do, we sit down with some and agree that my money, I'll be able to cover the budget or the balance in 11 months. So we don't want to put everyone on the same place and say it's 6 months or it's 7 months. What we usually do, we sit down and come up with a unique or a tailor-made plan for each and every client who buys from us.
Okay,
Martin, I got a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, recently there's been in news, I don't know whether I call it scandal or some kind of unfortunate events with Banda. Is it Banda Homes?
Yeah, Banda.
Yeah.
How is that affecting the property market and your company in specific?
Thanks a lot. It goes back to what I had mentioned earlier. I had mentioned something which is pertinent and very important when it comes to our business. And I'll recap it again because it's a very important aspect of our business. So one, or as I had mentioned earlier, is that we only sell what we own, and the land we build or the land we develop for belongs to AMG. So what is happening, or what happens to majority of property companies in Kenya, and that's the reason you'll find at any given time there are information about money lost, is because one of the key reasons is because the companies who are developers don't own the land they build the houses on. Are we together,
Yes.
Sam and Lydia, and everyone who is watching us?
Yeah.
So if company X sells a project of building houses and they don't own the land they are building the houses on, so the deposits that they are going to get from the clients will first go to offset the price of the land they are building the houses. They will not build the houses first because they don't own what they are building on. So what happens is that company X, for example, after buying a piece of land, maybe for example a place called Thika Road or Kenyatta Road or Wayakiwe, after buying a piece of land, maybe 10 acres, and they don't really buy because they just put in a deposit and they start selling the housing project. So what happens is that they jump onto the next area, put in a deposit, and start selling it as a housing project. So they start collecting deposits, client deposits, but instead of building, they find themselves in holes, financial holes, because they have not been able to complete the payment of the land, so they can't be able to really build the houses. And at the end of the day, they can't be able to complete even building the houses, because if I took Sam's money to build, but instead I paid
the house, I paid the land, then I will not get funds to build Sam's house. Are we together?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is bottom line. That is where the rubber meets the road. That is where the problem starts. And that's where we come in as a company, because as I said earlier, as I've repeated, we have all the mother title deeds of the land we sell, whether it's in Nairobi, whether it's in Nanyuki, whether actually where we have our offices, we own the place where we have our offices. Lydia visited us when she was in Kenya. So in everything that we do, we own what we sell. We first own it. So we have the mother title to everything that we sell. It's in our name. So if we are promising to build a house for you, you have a guarantee that we already own the land. So when we get the deposit, it will not be going to service the land buying. It will go towards the building of your house. And that is what it's supposed to be, not the other way around. Sam, I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you. Very succinct.
And I also wanted to ask, Martin, if I bought a land from AMG, if I bought a land and I wanted to develop it, can you get me developers? Because we also know that developers can be very, very dodgy. So if I wanted to develop my land that I bought from you guys, can you get me developers? Can you do that? Is it something you do as well?
Thank you for the question.
The other one,
Thank you.
I have two questions. The second one as well is, we know that people in diaspora, they buy homes, they'll buy land and develop it, and then they'll come back to the diaspora, but there's nobody to look after their property. Is that something that you do as well, looking after our property? So those two questions, please.
Fantastic. So I think I'll first answer with the latter question, and then I go to the former. So on the latter question, there are a lot of people in the diaspora who in one or the other have bought property in Kenya, have houses in Kenya. So you are asking whether we can manage for them. So yes, we can do that. And also secondly, there is a new wave of property management in Kenya, also for the clients who have bought in the diaspora. And this has happened to the people, some of the people we have sold to, mostly in Nanyuki. So the people who have bought property in Kenya, some have listed some of their houses on Airbnb. And the response has been fantastic, because they are able to get revenues, get incomes when they are still away. And once they come to Kenya, of course, they don't pay for accommodation. They can be able to go and still stay there for the time that they are in Kenya. But also, when they are out, they can be able to list them on Airbnb, which is stress-free. You can be able to get your money without the stress of landlord telling you that people have, or the tenants have said they will not pay because there is COVID-19. So it's hassle-free. You avoid that. So because now when you have listed it on Airbnb, you have now the guarantee, the peace of mind that if it's a payment, you are going to get your remittance in the right way, direct to your account, as you have put the account details on Airbnb. And also to add on it is that if you don't want to go there, Airbnb side, will help you to manage the same. So to answer the former question of linking you up to developers, of course, as we know, there are stories of people who have wanted to build either commercial or residential properties in Kenya, and they end up losing money because of developers. So also on our end, tagged on the business that we do, which is straightforward, we have networks and contacts of people that we work with, that are close to us, that are reliable, that are trustworthy, because we believe as a company that if we link you up with a developer and they mess up the work, it will also mess on our end as a company in terms of the branding. So we are very keen on that the people that we are going to link you up, the contacts to develop your property, are trustworthy, straightforward, and they are going to deliver the project as you would have agreed with them. So yes, we have the contacts, and once you buy, we can link you up with them. And it's people we know, people who have developed for us, people you can trust on, because as you say, we are very particular on that, because at the end of the day, it also has our name on the line.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Somebody's even asking as well, Martin, do you have properties in Western Kenya?
Properties in Western Kenya. So right now, the properties that we have is Nakuru. Right now, we don't have any in Western Kenya. The only one that we have maybe closer is Nakuru area. But as we are moving forward, we are looking to expand to Western Kenya, to Kitale, to Kakamega, to all the areas, because we are growing steadily. We believe in growing step by step. So as of now, we haven't been able to buy. As I have mentioned earlier, we are not in the business of agency or brokerage. We don't want to sell something we don't own, and then at the end of the day, it becomes an issue. We would have gotten something there if you are doing agency, but because we want maybe to fully own the land before we sell, so it takes a bit of some time before we own it, but we are getting there. It's a step that we are getting going forward. So maybe they can share their contacts, and when we get something, I'm going to send it to them.
Okay. Okay, we have Bernard as well. Bernard, do you have any question for us? Do you have any question for Martin, for insurance, or anything for Martin as well? Bernard, do you have any question?
No, thank you. Hello, everyone. I have just joined.
Yes.
I was trying to catch up. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, I have just joined. I wanted to catch up, see what was going on. I just want to know what is the products you have on offer. I'll follow up with my questions later on. But thanks anyway, Lydia and the others.
Okay. Okay, Bernard, I'll actually invoice you. So I'll inbox you so you can ask any question you have. Because today we were talking about insurance, to insure yourself, insure your property, insure your business, insure your land, and also investment. So that's what we're talking today. So do you have, as we finish now, do you have anything you want to say, Sam? We're finishing now. We have maybe just less than 5 minutes left. Sam, do you have anything to say as we finish?
Yeah, I would just like to encourage people and Kenyans in diaspora specifically to get covered, get protected, buy insurance. Yeah, forget about the old cultural thinking that insurance is fraud. Insurance today are well regulated, Kenya and here. Yeah, save money, yeah, plan your income, yeah, buy property, get in touch with Martin, yeah, and make sure you do have a good path for retirement. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you very much, Sam. And also as we finish, PK, do you have anything you want to share before we go? You're muted.
Yeah, just to summarize what everybody has said here pretty much is I would just like to urge everyone to kind of like, because the topic today is about investing. Everyone is protecting what they love. What are you protecting? Is it your income? Is it your children? Is it yourself? Is it your health? Are you invest your money wisely? That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. PK, yes, like PK said, and like Sam said, invest. It doesn't matter if you're investing in insurance, you're investing in property, all that is investing. Now let's have Martin. Martin, what can you say before we close up?
Thank you, Lydia, for this opportunity. So what I would want to say is that right now, currently, we have an amazing offer for the Kenyans who are in the UK. That offer is in Nanyuki. I have 8-acre parcels in Nanyuki. 2 plots are going for 300,000 Kenya shillings or 2,300 pounds. 1 plot is going for 179,000 only Kenya shillings. It's an offer valid right now to all the Kenyans who are in the UK. The best thing about it, you can book now with 50,000.
Sorry, can you say that again? Repeat that again. Repeat that offer again, sorry.
So I have an amazing offer right now, 8-acre parcels in Nanyuki. So when you buy 2 plots, at you can buy 2 plots at 300,000 Kenya shillings, 2 8-acre parcels. So that is a quarter acre at 300,000 Kenya shillings. Or you can buy 1 plot, just 1 8-acre parcel at only 179,000 Kenya shillings only. And that offer is only valid right now to all the Kenyans in the UK, Kenyans in different parts of the UK. And the best thing is that you can buy now, you book a plot with 50,000 or 400 pounds, and the rest you can be able to pay pole pole. So you can reach me directly on my number +254 16 490 653. Again, +254 716 490 653. For more information about the offers that we have in Nanyuki, the houses I spoke about, Nakuru, Naivasha, Emali, Malindi, fantastic projects. And also you have a peace of mind that as you work very hard when you're in the UK, coming back home, you have somewhere that you can call your own, that you can build your house at the end of the day. Also, it's an assurance that once you buy with us, within 60 days, we are going to transfer the title deed to your name. Thanks a lot, Lydia.
Okay, yeah, I know that we are supposed to finish in 2 minutes maybe, but just a quick one, Martin. Somebody's asking, Nancy Gatonye, she's asking how far is it from Nanyuki town? Just
how far from?
Just quick, yeah.
Just quick. So Nancy, the parcels are located at a place called Olpajeta area, 11 kilometers from Nanyuki town, or around 15 minutes drive from Nanyuki town. They are 8-acre parcels, 50 by 100. We have already done the roads and beacons, so I can share with you more pictures, the title deed, the plan of the plot, so that you can be able to choose from the plan and we see the ones that are available or not. Also, I can share with you more information about the plots, the ones that have been bought and the ones that are remaining. And I'm looking forward to talk to you, Nancy.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. So as we sign up today, we talked about AMG
Realtors.
AMG. What AMG told us today, the difference between AMG and the other developers is they only sell what they own. They only sell what they have. They do not give you a promise that we are going to sell you a land in Mali, a land that they don't have. They only sell you what they have. So that is something that is a unique selling point for them. So that's why, personally, that's why I chose them. Okay. So that is them. And also we spoke about business. If you have business, yes, Bernard Kamau is asking questions as well. Martin, please, when we finish, go to my Facebook and answer all the questions that relate to you.
Absolutely, so, I'll answer them all.
Yes, there's a lot of interest with the property, so please, you need to answer them because we're running out of time. And for insurance purposes, for business, if you have a business, it's very, very important for you to have insurance because anything can happen at any time. You lose your business or you lose your, like things like there's a big risk when you have business. So things like your properties in business-wise, your material things, if they're not insured, you will totally lose them. We've also spoken about life insurance. Life insurance is very important to have. And all these issues, either you're having a business insurance, life insurance, or you're buying a property, they are all investments at the end of the day. Because even if you have a life insurance for 100K, if you're to die today, God forbid, that 100K, you've left it for your children, you've left it for your loved ones. So that is investment. You've invested something. And that's the reason why we also buy lands. We buy it to invest, that we're going to leave it for our children. It's the same thing with insurance also. Pay your insurance. No money is small or no money is big. Anything, any money, either big or small, you can have insurance policy in place. And that is very important. So as we close, I say thank you very much. And again, we'll see you next week on Wednesday, the same time from 2 to 3:30. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much, Sam, Martin, Bernard. Thank you very much, Catherine and Rashid for joining us. Thank you.
Right.
God bless you.
Stay safe. Okay,
bye.
Thanks. Okay, bye.